that Bangladesh is a spectacular, comprehensive failure of the Indian state and Hindu society. भारत सरकार और हिंदू समाज का बहुत बड़ा विफलता है. I'm sorry to say, Hindus have an extremely defeatist attitude. When we talk about Bangladesh, we always talk about, oh, we were 28% or 30% during partition. Now we are just 8.2%. You know how many Muslims are there? What is the recorded Muslim population in Europe? It's just 5%. Europe is burning. We have seen riots just sweeping Europe. Now, I must say upfront that I come from a family, my father's side of the family came to India from Bangladesh, migrated in 1948, completely penniless, losing every bit of their property, and then rebuilt from there. So the pain that is captured in this booklet is also kind of captured in my genetic memory. So I can understand that, and I quote some figures from this book. On Monday, 5th August, there were confirmed reports of attacks and lootings against minority homes and businesses in at least 27 districts. By Friday, according to the minority organization Bangladesh Hindu Buddhist Christian Unity Council, 52 districts witnessed 205 anti-Hindu attacks. Now, these are grim and heartbreaking figures, and we are rightly outraged. But should we be surprised? Let me give you another set of figures. 154 Hindus killed, 66 women raped, 333 forced to eat beef, 519 houses torched, 891 families attacked. This is in 2022. 107 Hindus killed, 31 victims of enforced disappearance, 782 Hindus either forced to leave the country or threatened to, asked to leave, and 23 recorded forced conversions. This is 2017. Between 2013 and 2021, there were at least 3,600 attacks on Hindus in 8 years. That's about 450 attacks a year. All this when our friend Sheikh Hasina was in power. So, were Hindus and the government of India not outraged then? Why weren't we outraged then? Why are we holding it now? Holding this seminar, talking about it now? The figures were out there in public domain. We knew. Deep just talked about the Kumilla incident and the riots that followed. All that was happening when our great friend, the secular, quote-unquote, Sheikh Hasina was in power. Now this brings me to the very, very unpopular, unpleasant line that I'm going to take today. That Bangladesh is a spectacular, comprehensive failure of the Indian state and Hindu society. भारत सरकार और हिंदू समाज का बहुत बड़ा विफलता है. It is a classic example how India put all its eggs in one basket. That is Sheikh Hasina, as if she was upholding Hindu rights and protecting Hindus. I gave you some yearly annual figures, and these are just recorded ones by local NGOs. And this kept on happening. it's not just attack on Hindus. We knew that the Hasina regime was getting increasingly unpopular, so unpopular that even, Raw, even in 2018, had inputs that, the popularity, rating internally, confidentially, was about 16% in 2018 elections, but we still kept supporting that regime. Prime Minister Modi's, it rubbed off on India's popularity in Bangladesh. It rubbed off on Prime Minister Modi's popularity in Bangladesh. There was a big price to pay because of and Bangladesh was flirting at the same time with China. Sheikh Rehana's part of the family was, neck deep in deals with China. The whole economy had become extremely corrupt. Despite, even after giving credit to Sheikh Hasina for doing a fair bit of development, in her term, but the corruption that was setting in, the kind of arrogance of power that had set in, the absolute high-handedness, that was making it and Bangladesh, a country like Bangladesh, we should have known that it's prone to regime changes like that. It's not a very stable polity. It's not that regime changes had not happened like that. That brings me to the second point. Did we open alliance with the BNP or the Jamaat? Did we even think about a third front or a combined government? I do not think we did that kind of thinking seriously. And now we, in some time, this is the Muhammad Yunus government is teetering. It's a very weak government. It's doing anything that Jamaat is asking it to do. Releasing Ansarullah Bangla team's chief, Jasimuddin, or even the the so-called student leaders, the protesters who are now part of the caretaker movement, a couple of them are, not a couple of them, at least 3-4 of them are Jamaat trained. Couple of them are trained by Hizbut Tahrir, a far more faction, a fundamental faction of there. Do we have a line to them? We do not. We need to talk to. We should have spoken to them. See, in Afghanistan, India is at an advantage. Despite Pakistan doing what it did, despite America, and America does this every single time, it just completely ruins a country, ups and leaves. And today, India is in a much better position in Afghanistan because we were speaking. We had lines open even with the Taliban. Why didn't we do it in Bangladesh? What stopped us? Today, Jamaat's, just a few days ago, last week I think, Jamaat's leader, the Amir Shafiqur Rahman, at a public rally is saying, mockingly asking his supporters, do you think we should support the BNP to get to power? And his supporters are saying no, a resounding no, and he laughs and he says, yes, why should we support the BNP? Jamaat is so confident today that it will come to power on its own, a full service Jamaat government. We are actually staring at. Jamaat has properly infiltrated the army. When Hasina came to power around 2013-14, Jamaat had rukuns. The registered members were just 6,000. After all these years of a ban, 12, 13, 14 years of a ban, the number of rukuns now are 27,000. So it's a massive miscalculation that the government has done, in my opinion. the where it stemmed from is our leaders, our bureaucrats, our diplomats are caught in a kind of history warp. They have looked at Bangladesh from the prism of Mukti Juddha or the 1971 Liberation War. Mukti, for the new generation of Bangladeshis, Mukti Juddha just means as much as emergency, means to the new generation of Indians. The Congress government did not fall in 2014 because of emergency or Shah Banu. It fell because of what it did during the Mumbai attacks. It fell because of 66, simple things, legislations like 66A, the draconian this thing, because it was hampering people. It's tried to sort of bully people into not using technology and social media. Stuff like that. It was not because of emergency or, Nehru's, great blunder in China. So we cannot keep looking at Bangladesh from the prism of Mukti Juddha, 1971 liberation. Much water has flown after it. We should recognize that. And even Hindus in Bangladesh, to be honest, Hindus have enjoyed at least one thing they've enjoyed, a token thing, a lollipop, but they enjoyed quite a few job quotas disproportionate to the Hindu population. But whoever availed that, what have they done for the larger Hindu Samaj? When every year Hindus were being killed, converted, raped, their temples burnt, has any Bangladeshi officer, politician, has any of them resigned? They did not. So it's a failure of society as well. And did grassroots Hindu organizations in India do enough? In India, we see so many Muslim organizations funding from all across the world. Bangladesh is just next door. It has 8.2%, officially 8.2% Hindus still. What have we done? I can name a few organizations which have done really good work. They have been called even terrorist organizations, and organization like ISKCON has been called terrorist organization in Bangladesh. But at least they were doing something on the ground. But a lot more action needed to be done. And finally, I'm sorry to say, Hindus have an extremely defeatist attitude. When we talk about Bangladesh, we always talk about, we were 28% or 30% during partition. Now we are just 8.2%. You know how many Muslims are there? What is the recorded Muslim population in Europe? It's just 5%. Europe is burning. From Marseille to from Marseille in France to Malmö in Sweden, from The Hague to Hamburg, we have seen riots just sweeping Europe. You say something about say something about the Quran. You say something about the Prophet. If there is one policy which is taken which the community doesn't like, they come to the streets. It starts, even 1% is good enough to influence if one is vocal, if one is not defeatist. So I'll just a few points as way forward from here. I think first Hindus should empower our organizations, get back street power, first in India, then in Bangladesh and other places. we have, we have a government which is supposed to be a, Hindu nationalist government. Everything is fine. It has done fine work. I'm not saying it hasn't. But we have, we have given up street power. Kanhaiya Lal just, beheaded on video. Can a Hindu or a Christian or a Buddhist do it in Bangladesh or Pakistan? They'll be cut into pieces. Keema ho jayega in log ka. So, we need to wrest back street power, empower our organizations, beyond these seminars and these, talks. These are fine for awareness, it's fine. But on the ground, one needs to sort of mobilize people, mobilize funds. There are a lot of people willing to even part with a little bit of what they earn, a fraction of what they earn, 5% a month. All that needs to be mobilized. And second is treat Bangladesh as an Islamic country and deal with it like that. Do not have these rosy notions of what is secular, Islamist, radical, this, that. When you are dealing with a Muslim majority country, please treat it as a forest with different shades of green. Just because you are not in the, deepest forest, you are in the grasslands, doesn't mean there are no predators. So treat it like that, open channels with every organization that matters. आज अगर बीएनपी के साथ हमारा चैनल अच्छे से खुला रहता, अगर दूसरा जातीय पार्टी के साथ उतना अच्छे से खुला रहता, जमात के साथ खुला रहता, तो शायद दोनों हाथ में लड्डू होते. हसीना का जाना इतना वो नहीं होता. हम लोग हाय तौबा इतना मचाने की जरूरत नहीं होती. We could have had another, maybe slightly less friendly, but they also understand self-interest. They understand that a huge neighbor like India, they cannot do without. तो ये करना चाहिए था. And don't ignore small neighbors because the big players in the world are sort of treating you like Vishwaguru. रशिया, चाइना, अमेरिका सब आपको खड़ा होकर रेड कारपेट वो कर रहा है. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि we have not been very successful in the neighborhood. I must say, look at from Maldives to Sri Lanka to Bangladesh to Nepal, we have had to sort of catch up, lose ground, then catch up again. It's not been a nice thing. And also, do not trust peace. In a country like Bangladesh, do not trust peace. In peacetime, I've given you some figures. What kind of things happen in peacetime is more dangerous than what happens during chaos. So don't trust peace and say, okay, no, we should sort of let them be at peace and then, peace, prosperity, both nations will, this thing. It doesn't happen like that. Keep a critical chaos even in that nation. Keep them on their toes. Governments come and go. Invaders, tyrants come and go. But it's a united society, the will to fight and intelligent street power that kept this civilization alive. जितना शक्ति संगठित समाज से आता है, उतना सुशासन की सरकार से भी नहीं आता है. ये भारत को समझना चाहिए और ये बांग्लादेश को भी समझना चाहिए, बांग्लादेशी हिंदुओं को समझना चाहिए. थैंक यू.